Alright, my last quest for the night and my last level 35 quest ever. Ain't that a trip? I never thought of that. I already did my last level 30 quest ever. I think I got a, what is it called? An achievement for it. We'll see if I get another one here. Yeah, all of these. Sorry, both of these. I only have 2 more jobs to unlock. Holy crap. And then I got all these too. These are all 80 plus. So, wow. Astrologian, hanging in the balance, level 35, given to us by Genequinard in Ishgard. The Astrologicum, whatever. Here we go. Greetings, Mercy. The stars tell me you have been rigorously following Leveva's training regimen, though I harbor doubts that go out and do things while I traipse about the realm constitutes a regimen. Still, she is all we have, so I suppose we have to make do, and as the stars would have it, she has just sent word that she is ready for us to attempt the opening of the second heaven's gate. You are aware of the 7 heavens, are you not? Just as there are 7 realms of the underworld, so too are there 7 realms of the firmament. Each of the first 6 represent one of the first 6 basic elements. One of the 6 basic elements: earth, ice, water, wind, lightning, and fire. The 7th and final heaven representing the element's astral polarity. The first 6 heavens are represented by the 6 constellations which each revolve around the pole star. Astrologians of the Charlian school draw on the ether contained in the celestial bodies represented in the constellations by unlocking or opening the gate to heaven that constellation is correlated with. There is no actual gate. Think of it as more a portal to the soul. You are opening your mind, allowing for attunement with these distant bodies, much like one attunes with an etherite, but on a far grander scale. Now this may come as a revelation, but Heidelin is not flat like most believe. It is, in fact, a sphere so large that when we walk upon it, it only appears to be flat. Because it is a sphere, there are some locations better suited than others for observing certain constellations. That is what Leveva is doing right now, finding a location in which the next heaven's gate will rise to a position directly in mid-heaven, where it will be easiest to attune with, and it seems she has found one, near the final prayer in eastern Thanalin. I think all of my hunting logs that I have left to do are also in Corthus Central Highlands. At least for the rank 4, obviously. But I haven't used a ticket in a while, so I'll use one. 472 to teleport, I think you said. I paid for all the teleports for the warrior quest I just did. Wow, the last level 35. That's crazy. I never thought of that stuff until just now. I probably would have got achievements for like the last 25, the last 20, you know, if I was going to get achievements for all of them. I only got one for 30. So probably the next one is 50, would be my guess. We fly southeast, a little bit east, but east-southeast kind of ish, from Camp Drybone in eastern Thanalin, all the way to the end of this place, where there are 3 bodies: Quimperane, Genequinard, some fireflies, and Leveva. We'll talk to Leveva to continue. Here at last, I see. Bandits have kept poor Quimperane busy, harrying our camp since we arrived. I do believe the old man enjoys the excitement. Old? He's not old. I do believe the old man enjoys the excitement, however. I'm certain it beats wiping the arse of a noble brat, whoring away his uncle's fortune while dreaming of becoming a real astrologian. I'm very well capable of wiping my own arse, thank you very much, and Quimperane has never once complained of his duties. Of course he hasn't. Your uncle pays him to smile and nod, and I'm sure a comfortable position in the pillars beats chasing after cloud rats in the broom to flavor his soup. Are we here to trade banter, my lady? Because I was led to believe we'd be unlocking a celestial gate. You will find Quimperane has a good many uses, and I haven't the faintest doubt that he will most ably handle any ruffians who happen to come stumbling about looking for prey. Now, Mercy, and Genequinard, we must be patient and wait for the constellation to reach its highest and brightest point, a point at which its flow of ether is the strongest in relation to Heidelin. Okay, so I'll click this destination and survey. And survey. And survey. And cutscene. All I see right now is a ridiculously giant, like, yellow crystal that kind of almost has formed itself into the shape of a dragon's neck. And there, Mercy, the balance. Focus on the constellation and attune to its power. I look up. I see, in kind of a line, a little bit jagged, purple, pink, yellow, and there's some green dots over there in the sky. The balance represents the heaven of fire, a realm made prosperous by the blessing of the traders, but at the same time one whose equilibrium is maintained by the divine judgment of Azema, A-Z-E-Y, Mary A. Azema, the warden. And this, we get a closer view. Azema's might will empower those who would take up their blades and meet divine punishment in the name of the sun goddess. So, like, horizontally, it looks like a woman with a fan, like one of those, like, handheld fan kind of things you can fan yourself with, but it's held above her head. And thus has the balance burned crimson in your heart, unlocking the gate to the second heaven. That was easy, for now. Now, let us speed ourselves to the next location, Little Alamigo. Why so soon, you ask? Would you rather that I had you to commit yourself to another several moons of using malefics to put down hegemols? I thought not. I gave her a little smile and a nod. For Alamigo. $2.95 to teleport over here. To the east. I think I have to go outside. Yeah, outside and then east. Little Alamigo is my least favorite place to visit. Because, like, there is a little window. Like, your mount can't fly very high in this particular spot. There's a little window, but I never remember where it is. There's obviously this exit, which would have been faster. But there's like a window like right here-ish? No? Whatever, who cares? Really annoying. And here's Leveva. To continue. Be patient, Mercy. Allow the stars to make their ascent into midheaven. Once they have, survey the skies and let the power run through you. Another destination to wait at. It's daytime, but maybe that's, I don't know. Who knows? And survey done. Cutscene. It's night now. Weird how that works. Raise your eyes to the stars and witness the violet glow of the spire. We look to the night sky with all the stars again. In the third heaven rises an iron tower of spinning gears and taut springs constructed by the builder himself. It is assailed without cease by the jealous Ralgar, but the destroyer's mighty levin bolts only serve to power the spire's clockwork soul. A closer up, it kind of looks like the Big Dipper, to be entirely honest, but without the last star on the handle, and with one star kind of in the middle of the four that make like the ladle part or the bowl part. It is through the blessings of both creation and destruction that strength is granted to she who sees her stars rise under this sign. I don't know what the hell this is. It looks like a kind of a cone. Like a tower. Oh, it is supposed to be like a spire. Yeah, so it looks like a tower, a cone-shaped tower, and then maybe like with a sun or a moon kind of in the picture traveling around it. You have now opened the gate, and its power is yours to command. And it's also horizontal, by the way. Using the arcana to draw upon the powers of the stars they represent, this path we walk as astrologians is called the Royal Road. It can be treacherous and fraught with peril, but it can lead men and women to greatness. I smile again. Smile and nod. Hello again. Okay, Leveva to continue. Another cutscene. Your realm is quite the paradox. On one hand, it is full of life, magic, and wonder, one of the richest lands on all Hydaelyn. On the other, it is literally brimming over with strife. Take little Alamigo, the wretched souls displaced from their homes by the flames of war, or Ishgard, mired in its own pointless conflict with an enemy so old it does not even remember why it fights. The foolish believe that it is their fate to suffer, and so they turn their gaze away from the stars, when those selfsame stars have the power to show people there are many paths. But that power can only be channeled by the few, those like me and you, and to a lesser extent Jen Equinard. It is our duty to use that power to benefit those who remain lost or misguided. Remember that, and maybe one day you will truly become my grandfather's successor. Equinard was thinking about something. That is exactly what I have been trying to tell the astrologians of my home nation. Why disregard something that has the power to grant succor to the wounded, and the power to uplift the downtrodden, to strengthen the weak? She nods to him. The answer to that is easy. Empowering those without power lessens the power of those who already have it. Heal the weak so they might rise up and topple those who made them weak? Why would anyone in a position of power do that? Even our great nation of learning is corrupted by this manner of thought. We hoard our knowledge so that we might remain the brightest. Why do you think that it took so long for Professor Mace to visit you, Jeanne Equinard? Yes, I know what he told you, but that was not the whole of it. Those of the ruling quarter did their damnedest to stand in the way of my grandfather, worried that his passion for his field would kindle widespread interest in Charlian astrology. They only allowed him his recent trip, knowing he was now too old to do aught of the sort. Fortunately, the ruling quarter did not realize I would be accompanying my grandfather. Mercy, these past turns of the sun have been most fruitful, yet while you have opened half the heaven's gates, there is still much of what we like to refer to as the Royal Road ahead of you. Take what you have learned here in the southern deserts and transform that knowledge into strength. If you wish to know more of the Royal Road, I suggest that you discuss it with Jeanne Equinard back in Ishgard. If my grandfather is to be believed, his time transcribing tomes back in the Studium Scriptorium should have left him more than capable of handling that task. And the three of them walk out of the scene as it goes black. This one I will not teleport to. You know what's interesting is that, well, to me at least, when I played Astrologian on my Rogaden, I enjoyed it a lot. It was probably my second favorite healer behind White Mage. Maybe even first because the buffing system, I liked it. This one is dumbed down. You buff less often. You get the same 3 buffs the first time, and then the next 3 buffs the next time, and I don't know, like you're getting more mana back over time, but it feels like things are more expensive than they used to be. White Mage, interestingly enough, has a more expensive Cure 2 kind of thing. Well, it's Cure 2 for White Mage. Astrologians is less expensive by 100 and only 100, less expensive by 300 mana and only does 100 less potency, so it's actually more efficient by far. It's damn near as efficient, really, as Benefic 1. So you got 700 MP for 700 potency and 400 MP for 450 potency. Like, there's... Astrologian truly is one of the healing classes that you almost never really need to use Benefic 1. That potency difference, I actually didn't notice it until just now. Whereas with White Mage, you get 500 potency on Cure 1 for 400 mana, and a 15% chance for your next Cure 2 to cost no mana. And 1,000 mana for 800 potency on Cure 2. So yeah. But you have Afflatus Solus to use. You have, I mean, obviously I'm level 100, so I'll have a lot more things coming down the pipeline. Like an AoE heal with a region, just like White Mage has. Although I think this lasts a shorter time. I don't know. That's your AoE damage dealing thingy. Very short cast. Unlike Holy. Holy is a long cast, and the effect of the stun, like, doesn't happen for like another 1 second or half a second after the freaking cast goes off. It's really annoying. Anyway, we'll see. We'll see how things keep going. But we'll turn in this quest with Genequinard here. You wish to know more of the Royal Road? I seem to recall it had something to do with reassessing the attribution of an arcanum before reading it, which would result in a slight alteration of predestination, or perhaps it had something to do with the kings and queens on the minor arcana. It was over a decade ago. 15,840 experience points. Absolutely nothing gained. Okay. I thought unlocking those celestial things or whatever would be something. But at least I have the level 34 hot. Another difference. 200 cure potency, 200 region potency, 15 seconds. Versus White Mage, unless they changed it. Oh, it's only 18 seconds. It is only 18 seconds, but it's a higher potency region. 250. And it doesn't have the upfront heal, although one could make the argument. No, I guess it does, yeah. It doesn't heal right away, like it doesn't tick right away unless you happen to be exactly on the tick. I thought that lasted a longer time, the region, but 18 versus 15. Anywho, I'm gonna do my daily main scenario on Black Mage to keep leveling that slowly. And then probably spam Ninja Fates in the Norvrant area for leveling, and I want to keep getting these bicolor gemstones to buy the plus 24 materia to get like all the materia I need for all of my level 80s to be like fully materia'd out. That'd be kind of fun. I do have to spend this first, so I have to remember myself that. But anyway, Genequinard and myself, thank you for watching. I'm gonna take this hat off super quick. We hope you've enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Bye bye for now. Look at the camera, Genequinard. Dumb.